just obsessed with that stuff.
Hi. Trying to get that down.
Takes a while.
Mm. All right, what up, everybody? We're live with Josh Grambo.
Yo.
So, got a couple questions for you, Josh, and then we're just gonna do some bullshitting.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man. It's awesome to come hang out. I relish in the time when people I sit around. People think I'm like busy and doing stuff. I'm just hanging out. So anytime I get to hang out with cool grower cannabis content creators like yourself, I'm honored.
Oh yeah, man. Thank you. We're honored to have you. If you could just shout yourself out, let everybody know who you are, what you're about, what you got going on.
So I am Josh Grambo from Denver, Colorado. I'm a stand-up comedian, video producer, musician, animator. I do all the things, and most known probably from the Dude Grow Show. Been with them producing Dude Grow Show for year and a half, almost 2 years, hundreds of episodes. Not sure exactly how long. It all flies around. Now I work with New Millennium Nutrients and Dutch Lighting Innovations over at the 5/8 with the Jug Dealers. So working with Jaron and Jug Dealer Gabe, and lots of miscellaneous stuff. Work with a whole bunch of brands, anything cannabis, and YouTube. That's you'll find me not too far away.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. So you do a lot of like the background work on like Adobe and stuff like that. A lot of the video work and videography. Would you say?
Yeah, I didn't. It was a secret talent that I didn't know I had. I wanted to be a live performer. And so there was a thing that a comedian here in Denver did called the Phone It In Film Festival. And so Zach Moss, awesome comedian. He's a stoner comedian. So he's up and coming. He's one of these guys. Like a buddy of mine, Sam Talent, was just on the Joe Rogan show. Another buddy of mine, Derek Stroop, he's out with Bert Kreischer right now. So a lot of legit people coming out of Denver. And Zach Moss is one of them. And he started this Phone It In Film Festival. And so you could edit it however you wanted it, but it had to be shot on a cell phone. And so that just seemed fair to me. I didn't have gear or education. I just thought, it'd be pretty cool. And so I won best like visual effects sort of thing at the thing. Just because no one else did. I did a little editing work, just learning on YouTube and stuff. But so yeah, it got me going. And so I got jumped ahead. That was my second one. The first one, I had my friend help me edit, and he couldn't capture what was in my head. Like I'm explaining, no, do this, and he just didn't have the talent to do it. And it's one of those things like, oh fuck, I'm gonna have to teach myself editing. And so I did, and so I won best visual effects in the second one. That was the first time I actually edited it. Then I finished third in the next one. I won the next one. I won the next one. And I was like, all right, I think I'm like doing this. Like the woman who won the Boston Comedy Festival was reaching out to me, and I was like, hey, I guess this like editing thing is like a thing. So I got real excited. I love film and TV and storytelling, so fell into it like a fish out of water. And I just worked for free for about 4 years. I was a bud tender in Denver. I hated it more than anything. Hated bud tending. Just explaining to people like, I only smoke sativa. And I go, do you even know what you're saying? There's no sativa molecule. What do you think is in there that you like? You tell me. And there's like, dude, just give me fucking super silver haze and let me get the fuck out of here. Yeah. And I was like, no, it's terpenes and flavonoids. And only now, that's one of the things I love the most about the Jug Dealers is the way that they're finally, it's what I was saying 10 years ago is finally, I was a mad scientist. Like, you sons of bitches, you know how terpenes work. It's not just flavor, it's called the entourage effect. And so I hated it so much that it propelled me to quit my job. My MED badge expired in 2017.
Oh, yeah.
And I just let it go. And I was like, God, catch me. I'm going. I'm not going to get a job. And I did stand up, and finally, thank God, video production caught me. And shout out to Scott and the dude. They really showed me to the world, and now I'll be endlessly thankful to those guys forever.
Oh yeah, man. And so, would you just say like your talent when it comes to like editing just got better and better, like because like the hungrier you got, you just wanted to strive to learn more, or just natural
Well,
talent?
I'm a unique personality. So to describe something, one of the things like I just would realize as myself as I look back through when I was a kid, I was obsessed with whether things were physically, they call them a push in or a zoom. Everyone thinks anytime the camera's going forward, it's a zoom. But if you're pushing the camera forward and you're not modulating the lens, well, then that's a push in. And then so the way that the like light will wrap around. So I always will look at like right now, if I put my hand towards the edge of the frame, if we were pushing out that gap between my hand and the edge of the frame, it would
Yeah,
slowly be going away. And you'd realize, oh, we're pushing in. And what that means psychologically is we're pushing into the character's mind versus like a slight pull out will do the opposite. Oh, he's being left behind. Like you push in to catch an emotional reaction on someone being stranded on an island, but the shot showing them being stranded, you're pushing out, you're pulling away from them, And even as a child, I was obsessed with like, are they pushing in? Are they zooming? I'd look at the reason that side. I always till this day. I think I did it today. I was watching YouTube and I was watching the video and I looked to the corner. I was like, oh, subtle pushing. I see what you're doing, Mr. Director. So I kind of always wanted to be a musician. I grew up, I know I'm everywhere right now. I grew up in Slipknot's hometown of Des Moines, Iowa. So it was the other thing that really propelled me is that adults couldn't tell you can't be an artist or a musician. You watched all the guys do it. It's like I just watched Mick and Kim and Mick and Jim and Corey, Sid. I watched them make it. They were all in other bands, and then one day they put on costumes and there was a dozen of them. What the hell are you all doing? So imagine seeing them in a dive bar the size of like, you know, Green Day could barely play on that stage. And they got 11 guys on there and you just watch them grow and you go, well, you go from literally like a laughing stock to the biggest metal band on earth has an impression on a young man. And so now
yeah,
I just have anybody can do anything. I watched a bunch of guys who were in better bands formed this juggernaut called Slipknot, and they had this Sid, the clown from Slipknot. He's like the guy who's like the driving force, and everything from like the Dickies deal to like how they call their fans maggots, and like it's called lifestyle branding. And I just learned all this watching, and I wasn't friends with them. I knew them tangential. I always say I know Slipknot, but they don't know me. You'd run them to parties and stuff like, oh, hey, they wouldn't know me. So yeah, it had a real big impression that you can do whatever. I watched them save up 20 grand in 1996 dollars to make their first demo album, and they took it seriously like a business. And so, yeah, I just take that sort of work ethic. And once music fell out, and then stand up comedy doesn't pay the bills, I really got bullish. I'm a big fan of Mr. Beast, not his content, but his acclimate as a businessman, and everything the man speaks about on YouTube. And when he started talking about YouTube, you start realizing all these movies are going down, TV shows like views are going down, YouTube every year up, it's going up, it's going up. And remember I was talking with Scott from Dude Grows about this, and he's like, yeah, I was watching the Bill Maher podcast last night on YouTube, and I was like, Bill Maher is on HBO Friday at 9 p.m. He's got the hottest slot in television, and he's on YouTube.
yeah,
That
dude.
tells you
Like
everything you need to know about YouTube.
almost everybody's moving to YouTube and like starting their own
It's so,
podcasts,
yeah,
like their talk show things. Like, everybody.
everything.
Mhm.
Yeah. So whether you're a musician, any grow, who would have thought that cannabis growing would be like one of the biggest niches? But you got to know how to grow the dang.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
How awesome is it that it's so easy now? It was so hard back in the day. There was, Jorge's book. Everyone had Jorge's Grow Bible, and that was essentially your,
I had the
your
anarchist
education.
cookbook. That's what I
Oh
had.
dear God!
Yeah.
Really? Were
Yeah.
you making extracts and everything?
Yeah. I learned what I gotta learn, man.
My
It worked
man.
though. There's a lot of good info in there.
Oh,
Good info.
it worked. It worked.
You're
God
still
bless
you're
the
still in a
internet.
band though, aren't you?
So my band actually is back in Des Moines. We broke up. All we would just do is drink and fight, and eventually I was like, all right, I'm moving to Denver. Like I'm over all this life. And but they got an awesome friend of mine and ours, Edgar Alfredo. I always call him Edgar Alfredo. It's like Alfado or something. I don't fucking can't remember Edgar's last name, but yeah, he replaced me in the band. They just dropped their first album, so I'm actually going to be working on a musical project that's a cannabis. I've had this cannabis themed metal band idea. This is an exclusive. I haven't talked about this with anybody except for my closest friends. And yeah, it's 15 years I've been thinking about it, and it's just been the last little bit where it's just like, hey man, I'm going to take my guitars to Guitar Center to get them worked on here in the next day or two, and start a project. I've been reaching out to some famous cannabis people who are also into music, and I don't know where this might lead, but yeah, music might be coming back soon in a big way.
All right, man. All right. And where do you do your stand up?
Stand up is well, so it's Denver is one of the biggest stand-up cities after like New York, LA, Chicago. It's a toss-up between Denver and Austin, probably for biggest stand-up scene. There's 350 active working comedians in Denver, Colorado. It's insane. So we have the Denver Comedy Works here, where Irie Jeff of Irie Genetics fame, he's a VIP there. He's one of the biggest stand-up comedy fans out there. So I end up seeing Rasta Jeff way before I actually knew Rasta. Who's the fucking tall guy with the braids? I don't fucking knows, you know? And so yeah, Denver Comedy Works, they run comedy like minor league baseball. You sign in every month, and then you go up on their new talent program. You start at an N, and you work your way up. I'm a C. So once you get up to an A, then you're like an unpaid regular. You start opening it up for bigger acts and everything. And so yeah, Wendy Curtis that runs the Denver Comedy Works, she's a bad motherfucker, and she runs this shit professionally and really sees young talent and molds them, sculpts them. And so like, yeah, a guy like Derek Stroop, who I was talking about, was out with Bert Kreischer right now, literally just a homegrown guy. Like he moved here years ago, and she builds these comedians. And Josh Blue, famously, he's a Denver Comedy Works Wendy disciple, and it's and so I did 5 weeks on the road before I hooked up with Dude Grows. I went out, did 5 weeks, 28 cities and 36 nights. Started in Florida, ended in Utah, just crisscrossed from Pittsburgh to fucking everywhere. We did every single state across until we got back far enough that we wanted to go back to Colorado. And at the end of it, it was the best experience of my life. And I was like $500 in the hole, you know, like no prospects. It's like, oh, what am I doing? And so I told the guy I was out on the road with, awesome comedian PJ Johnson. I was like, man, when I get back to Denver, I need like to focus in on work. And we always talk about at the bakery, coincidences. The bakery is coincidence central. It just weirdness brings us together. And literally, I'm like, man, I need something like stabilize me. The week I get home, like I talked to Scott, and he's like, yeah, man, because I would help them with like animations and graphics and stuff, very tangential, not even paid. I would just send stuff over out of like, if like, here's this thing, oh, you need this just to get my name out there. I'm a comedian. I don't give a crap. And so I get back from the road and I text him on a Monday, like, hey, you want to hang out? And he's like, sure. He literally said in the text, come hang out. We don't have no business to discuss, but come hang out. And in between that Monday and the Friday that I got there, Sean Guru quits. He decides he's had enough of the production game, and he wants to go to a river in northern Colorado and become a fishing guide. His whole passion in life is fishing. And so he just snaps. He's like, I can't stand this city life anymore. He's got the girl of his dreams. He met at the Dude Grows Cup years ago. The Rolling Stoner is his lady friend, and they have a great relationship. And so yeah, they wanted out of this game. And I walked in like the next day, and like literally they're like, do you know how to do Adobe? It's like, oh dude, I teach people Adobe. You know OBS? Like, I teach people OBS. Like I have a YouTube channel, Grambo Digital Studio, that I've been running for half a decade, where I teach people animation. I was teaching all the AI stuff before it's all one button, but like 6 months ago you had to know Python code to use AI, so it's kind of still like, yeah, it's kind of cool. And it's done now. So yeah, I gave myself a little college education over COVID. Never started editing until 2020. And just over 2 years, that's me. I'm obsessive compulsive.
No, man, no. It's good to have a drive about things, you know, especially things that.
Oh, and by the way, I got off of drugs at that time as well. That was the the getting off of Vicodin and fucking having all this free time synced up together. Where I was like, dude, what am I doing with my life? I should start stand up and I should start doing stuff.
Oh yeah, man. Well, you're doing great, bro. Like you're killing it out there. Part of fucking two big ass things. Then you made your own and just becoming a big thing itself. Like you're doing great out there. Like, oh yeah, man.
It's one of those things that it's very validating. Is that you put this work in? So I'll tell a story. There's a YouTuber named Patty Gallagher, awesome YouTuber, and he documents YouTubers, their career, where do they start at, how do they do. And so I love this show, just about the game and just how content producing works in the back end and just nerd stuff for content creators. And I started noticing this trend that content creators would tweet out, they'd be like, just learned something huge, I'm about to blow up. And then they'd have like 1 million subscribers the next year, 2 million, 10 million. I kept how are these fucking kids calling their shots? What are they learning? And I became obsessed. I'm still obsessed. I mean, I read 12-hour audio books. All I do is watch and consume this thing. And then I hook up with the guys in the bakery and High C, Scott's marketing guy for Real Growers and Real Recharge. I mean, we hit it off immediately. It's like any book recommendation, he just has all this knowledge. And so you start soaking this stuff up and you realize that it's nothing special. It's your vibe, it's your packaging, it's your dynamics. It's the same things that make video games cool, that make movies cool, that make TV shows cool, that make t-shirts cool, that make music cool. It's like, are you really that person? Like, are you really that person? That's what really hurts, like the movie and TV industry, is it's so disingenuous.
Yeah.
I don't believe that these people actually exist. We're all the real deal. We're a bunch of stoners with cameras. We figured out how to turn lighting on, make ourselves look like we fucking aren't too white.
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
That's it. Literally, my house is a studio. You walk in, anytime I bring a girl like here after a day, she walks in, is like, what do you do again? Like, I frantic, like, I work for some cannabis nutrient companies, like doing marketing and business video production. And then they walk in, they're like, why do you have a weird sex dungeon with like stripper lighting everywhere? And I go,
You never know.
Because you never know.
Yeah. All right. Let's say what's up to the people in chats. We got Root Nerds in the house. We got Astro.
Yo, shout out to Untrained Astronaut, another awesome content creator.
Oh, yeah.
He's good. He's just like me. He fell into it randomly and just had a knack for it. He's like, yeah, I started doing this like 6 months ago. It's like, you're doing great.
Same boat, bro. Like I never touched Adobe before, and I'm figuring that out now. Like this is my second life.
Wow.
I'm getting
really?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, the tools, man, the tools for OG like me. I look at all these tools kind of with a little salt. Like, yeah, fucking CapCut. Yeah, you goddamn amateurs looking all sexy, you sons of bitches. But that's what it is. Like when Adobe came out, all the old school, like Jay Maestro from Dude Grows, he's an old, like his dad was in production, he was in production, so he's an old reel-to-reel tape guy. So he looks at me, he's like, fuck, Adobe? What, layers? Get the hell out of here. That's like, that's amateur hour. So then I look at CapCut and I go, CapCut? Playoffs? I win a game.
That's wild.
Yeah,
What's
so
up,
I
noob?
got a lot of hash here. I'm gonna smoke some. I'm gonna smoke my own homegrown. Got my Emergency from JR Token. I swear to God, if you listen to my voice, get a cut of Emergence. I think I'm only going to grow 2 strains for the Jaron from New Millennium. Like, gave me a speech because I was like, dude, I got so much great genetics. I'm just going to grow. And he goes, brother, just grow the dank. So I think I might just grow GMO and Emergency for the rest of my life. They're my 2 favorite things I've ever smoked ever, man. This Emergency, shout out to Hot Rod's Head Stash. I think I was one of the last things he did before he moved to Florida.
I'm trying to get some of that, man. I got some GMO growing out right now, but I've never had that Emergency. I just keep hearing you talk about it, and everybody else, I know I'm missing out. Like, It's terrible.
Yeah, I got it. And I had this whole mindset that I was just like, oh, I'm just going to keep stacking forward. I got so much seed, so much cuts. I didn't even clone it. I just let it go. And now, as like the last, I've been nursing on it for like months. And that is the last of the home grow, you know, and it's gone. Once it's gone, it's gone. And
Oh
even
yeah.
if I get it again, a hot rod won't press it. So it'll be slightly different. And whew, love it. Never thought I'd be one of the Q-tip kids, though.
Yeah, dude. I feel that. 100% feel that. Literally just bought a box of new Q-tips and everything.
Yeah, it's one of the so I do my own channel, the Grambo Grows thing now as my way of like, you know, me and High C will always like be having our disagreements on like YouTube philosophy sort of stuff. And
Mm.
so that's kind of became my place of where if I have a weird idea that I can't explain to someone, they're like, oh, I don't know about that. And I go, man, if you could just see what's in my head. And so I was like, well, maybe I should make some videos that like show what's in my head. And I've made four videos, I think four actual videos, and then I live stream every Sunday. And it's become
Oh yeah.
one of those editing projects, like streaming, you know, you get better. I learn things by doing my own things that then I can take to my client work and like, oh, you're a genius. And I go, man, I was on with Ames one day and the stream went down, you know, and
Yeah. No, that's
I'm gonna
literally how I've been learning is literally watching everybody else and then picking up bits and pieces. Okay, so this is what they're doing, this is what they're doing, and this is what's working, you know. Watching algorithms and shit. Like just being there,
the
you know.
biggest thing is getting one of the things that changed my whole life was once again Mr. Beast fucking he said whenever you talk about YouTube, replace the word algorithm with audience whenever you talk.
Audience.
You go, the algorithm really buried us. All right, replace algorithm with audience. Man, the audience really buried us. Man, algorithm didn't like that one. Man, audience really didn't like that one. Once you start thinking like that, your whole process, we're all so self-righteous and up our own butts about
Yeah.
how good our stuff is. Mommy thinks I'm great. You
Yeah.
know, my girlfriend, she loves my stuff.
Uh,
Everyone just tells me all the hardcore fans in chat who are they love it, but they don't really, they're us. They don't count. You're hardcore. You measure, I always say in comedy, here's how you make a good joke. A person who fucking hates you should go, Ames is a piece of shit. That joke is funny. That's the level you
yeah.
have to shoot for. You have to make people that hate you like your stuff. And so that's not everything can be that way and not everything is that. That's the thing. It's so subjective, right? What's good is subjective. And so all the time I'll sit at Dude Grows and I'll film it and I'll edit it and I'll go, this is a stinker. I didn't like this one. It wasn't funny. It wasn't education, whatever it is.
Mhm.
But then I'm on 300 milligrams of edibles the next day and it's 9 a.m. and I'm just waking up and I'm watching the Saturday show. I'm pissing my pants laughing. Scott, yesterday on the show that premiered today, I'm sitting there watching it, and Brett's like, oh, I got all these books. What do you do? Donate them to hospice? He's not trying to be funny. He's literally just like, that's him. He's like, what do you even do with books? Like, donate them to a hospice? I'm like, hospice? And Scott's talking about the WWF back in the day. And he goes, and they're not trying to be funny. They're just talking. There's like, man, what made it special is you could tell when the fresh steroids came in. I was like, what are these guys are maniacs? And then one of my favorite things about content creation is or working with Dude Grows, and that is when neither Dude or Scott get a joke, but then the audience will comment, like there's this guy with this weird pollinator dick thing that he had, and I was like, go Gadget phallus. And they didn't even get it. I was like, Inspector Gadget. But then the chat they loved it. So shout out the chat. Stinky, Scotty, Buddha, Matt, 85, Nicholas, Astronaut. Hell yeah. Homegrown Meds, shout out to you, buddy. Yeah, you got a strong audience over here. What up,
Yeah,
everybody?
number one noobs, 85 blues man.
Yeah.
All great people, great people. Tim Bone.
555. It's my
Mhm.
lucky number. Not lucky. It's just a sign. Whenever I see
So
555, I pay attention.
working with the drug dealers, you learned a lot from them, right?
Well, that's the real reason that I started with the it's multiple reasons that I started my own Grambo Grows thing. It was very organic, but one of the things was like, man, I'm kind of accruing. I've been a grower for, a decade and a half. Like I've been growing the dank. I was back in that legacy market, and towards the end of the days of where that was fairly profitable, we saw the writing on the wall in the beginning. The quality was king. And so we'd have situations where me and my friends, we'd take cuts together off of their mother plants. And then we'd dry and cure our pounds at the end of the day. And the people who would smoke it would report back, man, that is the good shit. And mine was the good shit every time. And it was just because I was following just the same way that when people ask me about YouTube production, what's the secret? And if they're growers, I go, well, what's the secret to growing the dank? And they go, well, lots of little things. And I go, there you go. You're on your way. Like, what's the secret? What's the one secret to growing the best cannabis on earth? You go, no,
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 no.
I don't know what to tell you. It's a lot of little things. And really, what it is a lifestyle. How do you get good at anything? It's your identity, man. I've been a performer. I picked up a guitar at 11 and just had fantasies of being a rock star. I picked up a camera and, it's just like, I've wanted to. I'm more shy in public than people might think. You saw me at the secret stash, I'm out being social, but you won't find a conversation that lasts longer than like 30 seconds unless we're talking like actual like, oh, this thing. Oh yeah, no, let's do that. I'm kind of shy and awkward. One of the secrets about a lot of comedians is we're fairly introverted, there were a bunch of nerds. Then you get up and sing.
No, man. You're not. Nah. You seemed pretty good when you were out there. You didn't seem like you were shy at all. But then again, like everybody's like, "Oh, Grambo, oh, Grambo," So like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess they
no.
do most of the talking.
It's one of the I don't have a very accurate view of myself. I feel introverted, and then I was out on a date with a girl and I was talking and I was like, well, other comedians are crazy, like I'm pretty introverted. And she got this look on her face like, what? And I was like, oh yeah, I guess I'm not introverted, am I? I just have a weird self view about it. You grow up. I'm 40 now, man. It's one of those things. The years click on fast. I would definitely say any of the younger audience that listens to this, the life advice would be like, don't be locked into an identity, man. A lot of my friends from high school are still that guy. And like they're unhappy and miserable. And then I'll suggest change and they take it as a personal affront. Oh, fuck, you don't understand, man. Life's hard, The great thing about me is that I got divorced and was destitute. I had $0. I had negative $8,000. I was I was crushed. I had my whole family died. Everything was taken from me all within 2 years, and I started from negative zero. And so no one can tell me I got like lucky. I got lucky. People gave me chances, but god damn it, if you really believe, I was watching Bob Ross talk the other day, and he just would always get annoyed with people like, Bob, I don't have the talent. And he'd say the same. He goes, baloney. It's baloney.
Baloney. Yeah.
Because he can't say, go fuck yourself. He goes,
Yeah.
that's baloney. You can paint. You can paint. You need to practice. You're afraid. You're not bad. You're afraid.
Yeah.
You're afraid to suck in front of people. That's what it is. If I have a
Shout out to
secret,
Bob
is
Ross,
that
man. Shout out to
stand-up
Bob
comedy taught me how to fail in front of people. I look in their eyes. You think this is hard? These could be bots. All these things. You could be AI. I don't know. But when you're in a room of people and they go, we hate you. You go, all right, yeah, okay,
I
I'll be
couldn't.
better next time. I promise. I'll
I
be better
could.
next time. I promise you that.
Yeah. No, I definitely couldn't stand up on no stage in front of like a big ass audience. Could not do that. No,
Oh
I'm
man.
fine staying here behind the computer. It's all good.
Well, the heroin dump that goes off in your brain once you like figure it out, it's the ultimate. It's the ultimate thing. I love it. I've taken so much time off to focus on work that I am nervous going back. I won't say that I'm all that rip roaring to get back to open mics, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Nah, I can't wait till you do though. If you do, let me know because I'll definitely come by see that.
Yeah, dude. It's fucking anytime you come to the city, let me know, man. Like I said, I'm way less busy than people probably think I am. Like, oh, you're so busy. It's like I'm not. I'm lazy. Like literally, like yesterday, like I got a massage at like 1 p.m. because like a few people bought t-shirts at Grambo.shop. If you want a Grambo Girls t-shirt, and a couple of people bought t-shirts, and I was like, oh, what a cool thing. What could I do with $50? And I was like, oh, I'll go get a massage. So thank you, the Gramborg out there that awesome stuff. I always I'll treat myself like I can't justify spending money on those trivial little things, but when like, yeah, someone became a member to the channel, it's like, oh, all right, I'll splurge on a little something, something. So yeah, literally today we were going to go to the UFC. Scott and nice guy Kenny were like, hey, you want to go to UFC? It's in Denver. Like, oh, great. We'll get like nosebleed tickets for $40. We'll get bombed out on edibles and we'll go sit up on the rafters. And then so Scott had something come up, so we weren't able to go. And so literally it's just like, ah, this is my day. This is it. Once we're done here, it's like, all right, I'm gonna go fucking, I don't know, get fatter.
No, I'm probably gonna do the same thing. Smoke a couple, smoke a couple things, and then eat.
Yeah, I'm gonna lift some weights. I ordered some weights from Amazon. Poor Amazon delivery driver. I'm too fucking lazy to go buy dumbbells. So I order them on Amazon and make some freaking minimum wage employee lug my horse shit.
Oh no, I used to be an Amazon driver, man. That shit's hell. That shit's hell.
Stinky thumbs. I should say that I live like next door to like the shadiest Asian massage parlor on earth, and it's $1 a minute for massages. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not, what's the Grambo.shop website? It's just Grambo.shop. Grambo.shop. That's it.
Yeah.
You get the grow hats.
Yeah, check it out.
One of the things that I said I had to like with my shirts, it's like it's hidden inside. Grambo Grows is hidden inside the stuff. I wanted to make sure that if you didn't know who I was still a cool shirt. And when I first printed up the very first one, I walked into a dispensary and a cute female bud tender went, "Awesome shirt! Where'd you get it?" I made it. Thanks. All right. I guess I'll make more. If a cute female bud tender in Denver likes it, then
yeah, then you know you're good.
Then you know you're gonna get laid. Grambo.shop for all your sexual paraphernalia. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just get a Grambo Grow shirt. It makes you cack bigger.
No, go check it out, bro. He has a lot of cool shirts, a lot of cool designs. They're super sick, super sick.
I got to get rid of a couple of them. Grab them while you can, because some of them are going away. Been reading more marketing books, and Uncle Grambo's been effing up on his own. I'm really good at marketing other people's stuff. I'm very bad at marketing myself. So I made too many options. It's not good for business, Ames.
Oh my gosh. So
what are you smoking on?
Oh, I'm smoking on some original Afghani.
Oh, nice. How original?
As original as my boss says it is.
those old strains. I don't ever get into the fray of that stuff, but it's funny hanging out with the old timers.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. I'm pretty big on land races, like Durban Poison, Afghani. That's the stuff that I got right now.
Nice. Yeah, I was one of those kids that grew up in the sweet spot of the sour diesel explosion. Like when it first came out, it was just the loud, it's like 2004 or 5 maybe is when I started like seeing it around, maybe even earlier. Maybe it was like 9/11-ish era is when that started coming out. And so I just have this boner for that terp. man. And so like the original diesels kind of died out. You really can't get it. I don't know if it's genetic drift, or I was talking with drug dealer Gabe about this. I was like, do you think because it was birthed at it's a East Coast strain, you suppose that it's like the VPD sort of altitude affects it and it doesn't grow? And he's like, nah, that doesn't affect it. So for whatever reason, those terps have kind of gone away. And that's why I love things like the GMO. When you get that original GMO, the real cut of it, it sings back to 1999 as close as anything I've smoked really has. Thank God the OGs still exist, but rest in peace, Diesel. I
Yeah.
haven't found. If anybody's going to find it, it's been me. It's going to be Banner has the original cut of sour Diesel. He has like its lineage can be traced back 2 decades, and I don't know. Doesn't taste like what I remember. So
No.
I think it's gone.
No, I think a lot of this stuff, like back in the day, wasn't even what it was supposed to be, though. Because remember, it was the free market.
Astute point, my friend.
Mhm. A lot of times, go pick up a bag. Oh yeah, this is Girl Scout cookies, and then you look at it, and it is 100% not Girl Scout cookies. Like different shades, everything. Like, no.
That's why I can never hate on Girl Scout cookies, because it gave us GMO, and God bless it.
God bless. Was
Gary Payton?
Wasn't Girl Scout cookies, or what was it? Um, One of like the really big names that we got running around now. It's just like a Herm City, constantly herming out.
Is that right?
It was cookies. I think it was the Girl Scout.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it could be anything. That's the problem with genetics, right? Like if you give it to one guy, if you give it to JR Token and you give it to fucking Johnny fucking production grower out there in, Missoula, Montana or whatever the fuck, you're gonna get, and it's not gonna be bad. It's gonna be different. Jaron, he always likes to say phenotype is genotype times environment, and that's a great way of just breaking it down. Your phenotypic expression, sometimes like, oh, people will speak like this. They'll go, I found this pheno. And then, well, dude, maybe you have a weird growing environment where maybe you're in the fucking Louisiana Valley growing in like super soil, and I'm up here on the mountain growing in cocoa. I'm never going to get that pheno ever, because phenotypic expression is genotype times environment. And, it is what it is. So it very well could just be, like they're talking on Jug Dealers this last week. We had a Tropicana Kyle and Taking Tops on, and they're talking about how like the Colorado cough is like a really famous, like all the old heads talk about, you can't get the original cough, and the original cough, when you got the cut, it came with a soil recipe. Give it this. It's hungry for magnesium. As they always like to say, don't put it to bed with wet feet. Feed it when it wakes up, not at the end of the night. It doesn't like that, And so like that speaks to it. When I heard that, I was just like, all right, that's the end of the debate for me. Like if you're not running identical everything's, literally it's a moot point of even discussing these things. And that's why it's so important that everyone grows. That's why it's so important, like bananas are clone only. Like every banana you eat, if you're 40 and over, maybe you've eaten the Cavendish or whatever banana. But if you're under 30, you've only eaten one clone. There's one kind of banana you've eaten forever. We don't want that to happen to weed, man. So that's the one thing, like, we got to keep trade genetics, that, because also you have that with a lot of people that get stingy about their genetics. Like I have a friend who found a seed in a famous grower's bud. I gave them a bud, and then I found a seed, and I'm just like, and don't tell them I gave it to you. I don't know what people. I don't know how anyone's gonna react, man. So it's a weird time right now as far as like genetics. It's becoming IP, intellectual property, and so like we've always been a community of like. It reminds me of retro video gaming, right? So in retro video gaming, Nintendo does not like ROM storage. What ROM ripping in storage is preservation. So a lot of these games, if we don't rip the ROMs, they'll be lost to history. So we actually have to break American law in order to preserve the things that we don't want lost.
Yeah.
Boy, oh howdy, doesn't that remind me of the genetics game?
Damn. That's wild.
And that's what makes this so fun. And that's why what you're doing right now is as important as anything. I always like to tell all the content creators, it's weird to wrap your head around this. You got to be on the right amount of edibles before your brain thinks like this. But we are the documentarians of right now. In 100 years, when people go back in schools and they look like how we would learn about prohibition, and we see hand-drawn photos of people with axes
Yeah.
hitting barrels of booze and everything, and
Okay.
rough still photography and stuff. Like, it was media organizations wrote kid reporter Ames on the scene here reporting from the Duff Brewery. That's
Yeah,
us
yeah.
now. They probably won't be showing these boring clips. We're the stenographers of like what's happening now. We're documenting this thing as it goes down. It's a weird time that we're the media. Ames. Fake news.
I was about to say
That was
that. Fake news. Fake news. Oh my god. Some strawberry deluxe. Oh, yummy.
We need Q-tip preservation. If I put all my Q-tips into an alcohol bath, I could get poor children high.
Poor children not. Jesus Christ. That's a good one.
For just a dime bag a day, you too.
50 cents a day.
Don't you want to make a kid like me high?
You're dead, dude.
You get me. This is lonely, all by myself, at home. Me, Ames. I always said, Scott will always say on Dude Grows, he's like, I'm Scotty Real times 2. And I go, I'm Grambo divided by 4. I'm a nutball. I can't be on Dude Grows going, oh.
No. That shit cracks me up. You all good.
That's bad stuff.
Wouldn't have it any other way. I don't want you to be all I gotta be like this or this. You can't do this. No, I want you to be 100% yourself.
I'm incapable.
On the show, man. 100%.
I'm incapable. I do insane exercises to make sure that I'm as outgoing as possible. Like, for example, if you're you're jamming out to a song in the car, and then you pull up to a stoplight and there's like 2 people next to you, and they're like looking at you like, what a fucking, the tendency for a lot of introverted people would be to bring that down, and I'm very normal. And a couple years ago, I trained stop. If you're jamming out and people are looking at you, you have to keep go. You have to. You cannot modulate yourself because people are watching. My whole job is people watching while I be myself. And dude, in the very beginning, it was brutal, awkward. And then years go by and I catch myself at a stoplight and I'll look people right in the eye and I'm like, whoa, it worked. It's that Bob Ross thing. Don't tell me you can't. Oh, I'm so awkward. It's like, yeah, tell me about it, bro.
Jesus. No, you're good, man. I love that. When people are actually themselves and not fake and trying to hide who they really are because they're worried about other people. It's not real.
That's what dating's for. All right, fellas?
Yeah. Fucking dead. Oh my god. So what you growing?
So a buddy of ours, JLS Monster from Threes Genetics, he so like I talked about with IP, right? So we have this awesome hash company, rosin company called Laser Cat here in Colorado. Fucking Laser Cat is one of my favorite hashes is on the planet, and it's a commercial product. Oh, sorry, everybody, but it's freaking amazing. And so you can't just grab a cut, they're once again, it's IP. So like if they have something that's like just the pure fire, they're not going to give it out. Like that's their
Yeah.
golden goose. So it's really rare to see like these actual hash companies ever do collabs. But he works for Three Genetics, and they did a collab with Laser Cat, and so they got their laser jet times his what was it, the Moose. I was the Moose X. No, because so they times it together and it's called the Moose X, right? But it's
Mhm.
LaserJet times the Moose. Oh, modified Moose. So it's LaserJet times modified Moose. How is that? How is the laser? It's Laser Moose.
Yeah. That's
Come
a
on, you can't call it Moose X.
no.
LaserJet times
Ooh, I think we lost him.
modified. So I'm renaming it against their will. So I'm growing out some of the Three's Genetics Laser Moose, and
Laser.
ooh, it's vigorous. It's great. It's looking great. I almost can't even take credit for it. My last grow, when I grew this emergency, I did the real bucket system with grow
Yeah.
dots. And so I have access to the New Millennium line. They're like, yeah, if you want to grow New Millennium, grab a pep pack. Let us know, document it, tell people, you know. So I took home the New Millennium kit, and now I'm back to hand watering. After you do that real bucket system, man, it's hard to want to go back to like mixing nutrients and hand watering. But my roommate is very, very interested. He wants to learn how to grow. And he's like, hey, could you teach me? He's like, great timing. Yes.
Perfect.
And so now he's
Yeah.
learning how to grow. And it's so cute watching like brand new growers. He's got like food syringes, and he's like, all right, I've got 10 gallons. And so he'll pull out exactly 30 mils to the thing, squirt, there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm a glug, two
Yep. Yep.
glugs,
Yep.
2 glugs, baby. 2 glugs gets you where you want to go. 3 glugs? Nah, that's
No,
crazy.
no, that's too much. That's too much. I love it. That new mill line, I really got to try that out. Like I keep hearing nothing but great things from them.
It's intimidating. It looks like a lot of bottles. One of the things that kind of makes it seem weird is that there's one A. Most things have an A and a B. They
Yeah.
have an A and 3 Bs. So that makes it seem very confusing. And now they straight up say, like, look, they call it sauce in your base. If our base isn't for you, they go with the seasons. So it's like autumn, or what is it? Spring is like the A, and then they have like summer, autumn, and something else. Forget. Once again, I'm on Instagram. I label myself as a junior jug dealer.
Junior.
I was like, I am not on their level. Like the jug dealers are freaking weed scientists. I'm a comedian with fucking a background in the black market.
It's good. It's good background though.
Oh yeah. And now I have the best. I have literally have Jr. Token, J Maestro, Jaren. The guy who formulated New Millennium, Neil. He's a buddy. It's like I have the best. I literally can text the smartest. I'm one person removed away from guys like fucking god damn it. How am I gonna blank his name right now? But yeah, no reason for me to flex all the fun people I know. Boy.
Yeah, it's okay. We don't have to name drop. It's okay.
Well, then I was chatting with Night Owl Daz last night.
Oh my god. Name drop again.
No, Owl video is like has a healthy amount of views, right?
Oh man, I keep losing you for a second.
Nah. Wonder it could be on my end. I don't know.
Could be mine too.
That JR Paloma cut, it's out there, growing old man style. It's out there, baby. Matt, you're on that new mill for life? Hell yeah. I'll say for anyone that's running new mill, if you post your ganja, tag at Jug Dealers. I run that account, and I post everything. So if you tag New Millennium, they have loans from banks. They work with banks that aren't cannabis friendly, federal statutes and whatnot. So on the New Mill Instagram, we can't post all of the ganja pics that we want, but that's what Jug Dealers is for. So tag at Jug Dealers, and I'll post you in our stories.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's cool, man. I want, man. How was that? How was that DGC Cup? Everybody has all these like videos and clips, man. I missed out on that. Missed
Yeah,
out.
I was thinking back when I saw you at the stash. I
Mhm.
was like, did I see him at the cup? Like for me, it's tough with the people thing. Like
Mhm.
last year, I was new-ish. I was about 5 months in, 6, 8 months maybe in with Dude Grows last year's cup, and so like I was really high. I didn't know. Do you even know who I am? Like, do you think I'm Guru? What's who? What is my thing? But this year, I fucking knew everyone knew who I was. So my whereas I was nervous and high last year, I was like, I'm going to be a social butterfly at the cup. So I met every single person if you wanted to meet me anyway. I don't know. I didn't meet everybody. Yeah, I wanted to though. So you're never bothering me. Always come up to me. The Ames can attest to it. I'm thrilled when people are like, hey, can I take a picture? Like, yes. Holy crap. Yeah, of course. I'm more for yes. Can I take a picture of us too? Do a hand job in the bathroom. Are you shitting me? Let's do this.
No,
I'm
man.
gonna put that on my OnlyFans. Untrained astronaut says smash that like button. Smash me. Come to Denver and let's get this going.
Oh my god. Come on, go help out Grambo.
Ah, but yeah, the cup, dude, for real, it's insane. What it is like it's all these people, all these names that you see in chat over here. It's always hard to figure out which direction chat is. All these names that you see in chat here, they're real humans. It's the damnedest thing. They're not just little avatars of little pot gnomes and weird names like Noober non noob.
Number one
Yeah,
noob.
yeah. Number one newbie, number noob noob.
No.
No, it's real people. And they come up to you and they go, hey, I'm Steve. And you go, hi, Steve. And they go, hey, I'm newbie number noob nums. And you go, dude, nums, fucking. And you get to meet these people. So hanging out with like guys, like last year, I got to meet Slayer 420. I was talking to him for like 10 minutes. He goes, oh, by the way, I'm Slayer 420. I go, dude, talk to you every day. You know, one of the things I used to listen to Dude Grows back in the day before I ever like worked with them, and I was a lurker. I never really reached out all that much. You know, I was hardcore. I listened to every episode. I knew everything, but I never really reached out. And so I'll definitely put that call out to everybody. If you're a lurker, reach out, man. You get to be friends with people, you know, like you get to know these people. And then I like guy like JPen87, he lives in Canada. He's a close friend of mine now. We chat on Instagram all the time. So reach out at Josh Grambo. Fuck Grambo Grows. That guy. I don't. I've heard weird things about that guy. Don't follow his Instagram.
Kill me, man. Kill me.
But can I make an announcement since we're on camera? I was going to pull out my cell phone and do this, but I was like, hey, I'm on with Ames today. I'll save this for for this, and this includes you and everybody because the jug dealer guys are so awesome. What triggered my memory is the Dude Grows Cup, right? So Jaron was going to come to the Dude Grows Cup. He lives in Fort Collins, so he's like, "Oh, come hang out." So we're like, "Hey, we'll grab a bunch of the mini bottles of silicium, and we'll give them away." And so we'll take all the silicium, all this awesome monosaccharic acid that everyone covets and wants, and is like, "Where can I get it? How can I get it?" I had a bunch of bottles and then we got way too high and we didn't give away a single one. So I have several of these bottles of Silicium Mini. In fact, I have 7 of them. And what I'm going to do is to promote my Instagram at Josh Grambo, JoshGrambo, and Grambo was his name. I'm going to give away 7 of these 7 days of silicium. So starting next Monday, I'm going to put up a post at Josh Grambo on Instagram. If you tag 2 friends in there and you follow me, you are entered to win these. And so I'm going to give away 7 of these things. I don't know what the dollar amount of that is, but it comes with the addition of once you get these, I recommend foliaring it. I have extra silicium. I can get it when I want it. You know, I get a major employee discount when I do want it. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
still just foliar feed it, man. Like, there's no reason to drench your roots with these things. I always hated mixing nutrients with silica. It always fall out, you know, and it's always a problem. And so you can't foliar silica usually. It's a polymer, whereas this is a monomer. It's monosaccharic acid. And
Nice.
so
Okay.
you can foliar it. And so it goes forever. You can make one of these little bottles last a long, long time. So follow at Josh Grambo, tag 2 friends, and let the games begin.
Hell yeah. Definitely go do that, guys. That shit's amazing for your plants. Like it
Yeah.
makes it nice
Yes.
and fucking strong. Like you're gonna want that.
I agree. I
Mhm.
I'm not I'm not a whole like one of the major problems for me. I wear my heart on my sleeve. If something sucks, dude, I can't I can't shill it. So if Pepsi was like wanted me to spokesperson, and they're like, well, we here at Pepsi, I'd be like, nix that shit. Pepsi thinks some shit, and I'm here to tell you. Like I can't. And so when I hooked up, that was one of the problems. Like when I was freelancing, I could never get in with a company. Like, oh, it's like we're a startup for a sleep education company, and I was like, you know, I'll work for you, but I don't know if I can be a we. Like we at Better Sleep. I worked for this company, Better Sleep. I was like, oh, we here, but no, Better Sleep. But when I hooked up with Dude Grows, it's like I'm DGC. I can we. I'm already we. Let's we our show. Let's do this. And so same thing when the New Millennium guys approached me about they lost their social guy and all their production guy, and yeah, I can only work with people I believe in. And anyone that runs New Millenniums, if you ever smoked Jaren's weed or ran into you know what it is. It's damn good. So yeah, I don't hoard anything. I use this for about the last I don't know 10 months in my last 2 grows. And dude, these freaking this laser mousse that's coming out, they are so they look like when I was in Jamaica, plants like almost look fake. They're glossy, and just
Mm.
foliating with this shit. It's got this nice thick cuticle wall all around it, protecting and all that pectin, making sure that the powdery mildew can't feast upon it. It can't invaginate. No invagination with the hyphae. That's Jug Dealers, baby. Actually, that's a Scotty one. Scotty's the one that always drops invagination. The fungal hyphae invaginates the plant cuticle wall.
Jesus Christ. That'll kill me, man. I love that. Mm. So I'm high as shit right now.
As you do.
Mm.
I got some some of this Gary Payton from Gabe from Jug Dealers. He's such a great grower, man. This Gary Payton, not only does it taste really, really, really good, but it gives me like happy high.
Yeah.
Usually weed, I'm very monopolar when it comes to weed. Weed just makes me feel the way weed does. Whereas this stuff, it makes me like happy. I'll smoke it and just be having a good vibe. It's like, why am I so happy all of a sudden? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, it's that Gary.
I love that when you get that euphoric feeling and you're just happy all of a sudden. That's the good
Yeah.
weed. That's the good stuff.
The edibles will get me like that. I love edible. It's one of the things that when I work out, I'm always pegged on edibles.
Man, I cannot get high off of edibles. I've tried. I've like I ate whole bags of gummies. It's like all kinds of things just not work for me.
So what it is that some people don't have an enzyme in their stomach that can rip THC apart effectively. So your body just takes it in and passes it. It doesn't actually have the thing that will break down the chemical bonds that then allow it to metabolize up through your liver and become the yada yada Joe Rogan yada yada.
Yeah, Joe Rogan. I love it. That's a good
He's covered it. I'm not
one.
retreading that.
Yeah, no, I just don't know. Just because don't really mess with them. Stay with more of the flower and extracts. I hear a lot of people love edibles though, like the suckers, like gummies. You can make toast, like even whole like meals. Like it's wild.
Yeah, our buddy JR Token, he actually sells token butter. He infuses butter and then he clarifies it because like most can of butter is very green. You'll get a lot of green flavor in it. He does this whole clarifying, it's clarified butter. I don't even know how he does it, but dude, we made some cookies with that and it was like eating some strange. I was like, whoa, dude, I'm blasted. It's
Uh,
crazy, man. That guy's legit. He just got a new implant in his body. So everyone knows JR Token's missing a leg. Well, he just had an operation. He's been in agonizing pain. The reason he didn't lose that leg, they took it because he was in such pain. They were like, we're gonna have to amputate because of this condition that he had. Well, they took his leg off and it didn't fix it. Oops.
Does he get his leg back?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it might grow back. CBD.
CBD. little
Wait,
bit of
he tried.
THC.
I mean, no one took more fucking edibles than JR Token. And so he got this thing that's the best way I can think of it in my head is that it's like the way that audio denoising works. It like breaks the signal up into like its constituent parts, figures out what the noise is, and then figures out what the actual signal is, and then sends just that reconstructed channel up. So I think of it like in his spinal cord is now an implant that breaks up the signals of his body's motor movement of telling him what he is doing and feeling and experiencing. It takes that signal, breaks it apart, figures out what is pain and what is motor neuron function, and just only sends out that signal. We live in a crazy time, gents.
Yeah. No, that's
And he said his pain went from an 8.9 to a 1 for the first time in decades.
damn. What was the recovery time? Like how long was?
I don't even. He's recovering now. I think it was like yesterday. It might have been today. Like I'm blurred out. I got a little edible Johnny yesterday, and so I lost a little track of time. I had to set an alarm so I could be here. An alarm went off. I was like, oh shit, I had rest. So I don't even know what day it is, but give a shout out to JR Token if you follow him. He's and if you don't follow him, you can follow me at Josh Grambo, and I will direct you in the right direction. I always push it. One of the things that really gets me, there's a funny story that happened to me when I was out on the road. I was in like Indiana. I can't remember exactly where I was. And there's a pretty girl I was talking to in this after hours place. I was like, yeah, I'm a comedian. I'm in town for a gig, and then we're heading out in the morning. She's like, oh, you're a comedian? I'll follow you on Instagram. She like pulls out her phone. She looks at it, goes, I got more followers than you.
Shit.
Like, oh, boom, boom, boom. So I was like, when I get back to Denver, I'm gonna build my goddamn Instagram. And then all I did was build my YouTube. So I have way more subscribers on YouTube on my Grambo Grows, like double. I've had that channel for like 4 months, and it's got double the subscriber that me putting a decade of work into my Instagram has yielded. So follow me at Josh Grambo. It'll help me get laid. In the arms of an angel.
Oh my god, you're killing me. Give this guy a follow, man. Give this guy a follow.
My man.
Well, what's up, Levels Grow Room? How you doing, bro? Nice to see you in the live, man. Got CC Bunny. What's up?
Yeah, we got Root Nerds. Shout out Root Nerds, killing it out in the game.
Oh yeah.
I can never say trampolines and elephants in my head, so teeny. Shout out. You guys got level grow room. You guys messing up my dyslexia. You gotta be more like Tim Bone, 87. Not born in 87, just a big Sidney Crosby fan. Yeah, Root Nerds. I see what's out there. I'm always spotting the competition. I'm coming for it. I'm gonna buy you out. Big Grambo. Fuck Big Pharma. Big Grambo's coming for you.
Big Grambo. That kills me. Yo, if you didn't know, fucking Root Nerds just came out with some what was that, an expansion kit for their germination kit or something like that? Bro, they got a lot of cool things. That's all I know. He got a lot of cool things going on. Y'all gotta go over there.
Great time to be a grower, man. I was watching before I got on here. I was watching this Instagram video where this guy in like Portugal was teaching people how to do kickflips, and he would like draw on chalk on the grip tape and like show you exactly how to do it. And he's like 5-year-olds are kickflipping on like their second try. And I was like, dude, before the internet, when I was learning to kickflip, you know how freaking hard it was? Information was so hard to come by back in the day. You had to pay to get it, and then most of the time you couldn't trust the information you got. Yeah, we live in there's never been a better time to do anything. If you are an artist, it is a great time. If you just unfollow all your political friends and just follow nothing but artistic friends, it changes your whole life, man.
Oh, yeah.
Trust me.
A lot less stress. I can tell you that for sure.
Oy. My whole family's dead. I only follow 12 people on Instagram. Life is good.
Nice. Oh shit. Following Grambo. There you
Oh
go.
yeah. Thank you, TNE.
Root Nerd says Gen 3's coming out later this year. Hell yeah, bro. Can't wait to that. Gotta give me that. Otherwise, I'm still using some shot glasses. Gotta hit up your website.
Nice.
God. Well, I think it is time for me to roll up a fatty.
Hell yeah. What is that rig you got? This is so I had got beef with Puffco. Puffco did me dirty. Those bastards over there at Puffco. And so yeah, they just outright refused to make it right. In fact, they really just shit the bed worse and worse as time went on. And they're so lucky that I'm lazy because like I'm a YouTube content producer. And you know what does really, really good? Hate videos from trusted members of the community. And I had a whole thing planned out. I was gonna rip Puffco to shreds. And I'm just kind of lazy and. So then I bought a Dr. Dabber, the Evo Boost. And so my plan was like, I was going to shit on Puffco and then reach out to Dr. Dabber and be like, hey, you want to be the hero of this video? It's going to get 10,000 views. And then I'm too lazy. And that's not the bakery way. The bakery has taught me you got to be the bigger man. You got to if someone does you wrong, just fucking don't do business with them again. That's their punishment. You're out of the game, Puffco. So you're out of my game. The Puffco's, they don't give a fuck. They're making Puffco's got all the money, but
Yeah, no,
so I
I've had
got
like
and
three.
I have no regrets. Everyone in my ecosystem, Adam Dunn, Banner, they're all on this DabX thing, and they're all pushing this DabX. I haven't had a good experience with it. I smoked many great dabs from many great smokers. I've never had a great experience. This Dr. Dabber is almost the same idea. It's like the blend of the Puffco and the reason I like it is got an indestructible element. This element pops out and in magnetically, and the thing it's like a titanium carbide quartz like glossed over it. It's really really good, and I've heard they're just indestructible. And there's 10 temperature settings. You can get this thing really really low. I hit it on the second lowest setting just to keep my lungs a little fuller. And yeah, you get the different tops on it. It's magnetic. They stick in there. And then I always because I always lose my dabbers. And so they stick in,
You're
And
gonna
so
have to
I'm a
drop a
fan.
link for that. You're
And they
gonna.
look like spaceships,
That
you
is
know.
cool. Tell
So
me you got
Dr.
a link
Dabber, if
for
you hear this, reach out. I'd love to be sponsored by you.
that. Oh
I had to turn down my first sponsor. I got hit up by my first ever sponsor, and they were THCA company. And I was like, I can't just no. Get out of here. Shoo fly. Don't bother me, huh? I
Nah,
grow the day.
nah.
It's tough to tell. I literally was like, if you send me THC weed that tastes the bomb, I'll tell the world. You send me THC weed that tastes like ass. I'm gonna fucking tell the world, man. And I laid it down I didn't tell them no. I told them I was gonna be honest, and they figured it out.
Nah. Nah. I don't. I'm not sponsoring anybody that I don't mess with and that I don't believe in. That's about
Yep.
it. Like, if I don't fuck with your idea, like I don't believe in you, then you ain't gonna get my backing. I'm not gonna get
I
you
don't
using my
even
money,
I don't
no
even want
nothing.
sponsors. I work with Dude Grows. I could reach out if I wanted sponsors on Grambo Grows. There would be sponsors. I've got a decent audience. I'm coming up on 4,000 subs. I'm getting 50,000 views a month. It's going great, you know. So I can have sponsors if I want. I'm actually going the community model of members and like any outreach, like the thanks button or any of the tips, sort of stuff like that. The YouTube approved me for the partnership program, and I got my memberships unlocked. It's $5 a month, and that's where I'm going to go. And I put all my creative energy into the other channels that I run, and I have to. They're the ones that pay my bills. They're the reason I can take my daughter to dinner every Thursday after school and, you know, not worry about the bill because I got a job. Thank you guys. So I have to put all my creative energy over there. I can't take any time away from them to do Grambo Grow stuff. But what I can do is let the community outreach and speak. If they want more Grambo Grows, they can become a member. And I'm going to use that to get me a producer. I know it seems crazy for a producer to hire a producer, but because I have to be there for my crew, I can't do it alone. So I'm going to get someone to help me out. So if you want more of me, that's a great way to do it. And I don't push it at all. I have no expectations. It's literally, you know, some people bought a shirt. I'll go get a $30 massage, you know. What are we talking about here? People want to become members. Hey, I'm a high-end editor, you know. I know poor people. They can edit. Anybody can edit.
Yeah. Takes a little time to edit good.
But what's so brutal is just like we live in such a time right now where it's like the advice, it's just like, just don't learn too much, Ames. The game is going to be changed in like a year. So I was a graphic designer. One of the ways I kind of dipped my toe into the industry is one of the things that comedians need is posters and flyers. And I was the poster and flyer guy right up until December 2022. Can't remember what happened. I mean, that's the year ChatGPT came out, but I can't remember exactly what it was that put me the fuck out of business as far as that. And I pivoted to video and production and editing, and I don't know.
I see what
That
you're
might
saying.
also be why I'm in front of the camera. It's like there will be no behind the camera in 2 more years, you know.
Mm.
What are
Soon
you
it'll
gonna
be all
do?
AI, just doing it for us.
Why are you gonna just look up anyone who's freaked out about it? Edibles always tell me the future. They'll speak to me and they'll whisper secrets to me, and I listen. Oh, I hear you,
Oh
edibles.
my god.
I hear you. And they whispered this thought that has now become amongst some of the intellectual thinkers out there a predominantly accepted theory called the dead internet theory. We're just gonna have to turn it off. No, like it's not gonna become like Skynet or anything. We're just gonna like, click, and we're gonna go back to the 70s. We're gonna have phone books and fucking maps, and like it's gonna be fine. And we're gonna look back to like what was it, 50 years we had the internet? Wow, we've been a species for fucking millennia, and what the internet existed for 50. We'll be fine. It'll just be a
Yeah,
quirk. My kid will barely remember. Oh yeah,
we'll
GPS
go back,
was a
dude. We'll
thing.
just go back
Weird.
to writing shit down with a pen and pencil. Like that's
I'm
it.
ready. I'm bald, man. You think I need fucking hot showers? Get the fuck out of here.
I got a hammer. I can chisel some shit into the wall or something. You know, that's how we fucking take notes. I gotta do what I gotta do.
Garen got me on it, man. He's always like, he's got a giant seed collection. He goes, just in case apocalypse, I'll have the best weed.
Yeah, you never know. You never know.
Oh, I'm gonna have some of the best weed in the apocalypse. I'm gonna have that apocalyptic Kush.
Yeah. No, my dad tells me that all the time. He's like, man, you got to blow up. So you're going to save all of the seeds that you can. And then in the apocalypse, we're going to have all the fucking weed. Like, all right.
Yeah, it's gonna be fine. There's gonna, you know, the scariest thing is just people. I always use this analogy. Here's my analogy for AI. Anyone concerned with AI, I've pontificated it a lot. I was early to the scene. I was one of the earliest like content producers. I have a video on my Grambo Digital Studio channel, like 30,000 views on this thing called Disco Diffusion. Like I taught myself Python at 39 as like a challenge to see if I could catch up with this stuff. And so I've been into it for a while, earlier than most. And the thing that it got me thinking of, Ames, are you a fan of like zombie movies,
Oh, yeah.
Walking Dead?
Oh, yeah.
So then you'll be familiar with this
House of the
analogy,
Living
and
Dead.
anyone else also will be. Season 1 in Walking Dead or in Act 1 of any zombie movie, the villain is the zombie. Like the horror is the zombie, right? It's always like we got to get the fuck out of here. It's always chaos. So like to use The Walking Dead as example, season 1, zombies. Holy crap! What is this thing? It's so scary. We don't even know what's happening. Season 2, we're figuring out what it is, but it's still the problem. By the modern seasons, right now, if you were to watch Walking Dead, the zombies, they just like sidestep them. They're inconsequential. What are the villains now? The fellow man.
Yeah.
Every
People.
zombie movie, every zombie show. What's the true villain? The zombies are ancillary. They become background noise. Once we climb it, you can become used to anything. You know, you can become used to anything. So if there's zombies, we'll just climatize to it. It'll just be normal everyday thing. But what is it? It's an excuse for your fellow man to become the monster they want to become. So as I see all this AI hysteria churning up, I don't have my eye on AI. I have my eye on you, chat. I come for my seeds. I know it.
Never know. Never know. Oh, what's up, KJ Much?
KJ, shout out to you, buddy. You don't get enough love out there.
Mm-mm.
Much love to you.
Much love. Man. So you said you're bigger on the hash, right? Instead of the whole
Big on the what?
flower. You're bigger into the hash and stuff now, like the more concentrates, more.
Nowadays,
Yeah.
just because I have such amazing goddamn concentrates that I'm finding that I taste the green when I'm smoking flower. I just can't. I don't get the full extra. Like right now, this thing's almost dripping terps. Those are terps. The terps start to separate and become a little glaze out there, and so you can just see it's like, dude, literally the thing I'm trying to get into my face is the flavor.
Mm.
This is an unpopular opinion, but early in the day, if I could smoke non-alcoholic weed that tasted this good, I would. If it didn't get you high, but it tasted this good, I would smoke it still. I'm a flavor whore. Always have been. I grew up on that Mexican brickweed, and I ain't ever going back.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
In fact, I smoke so much good weed that sometimes instead of taking a tolerance break, sometimes I think about taking a shitty weed break. So then I smoke nothing but shitty weed for like a month. So that way I appreciate just how good the weed is.
No. My tolerance breaks is I just move from concentrates to flower, back to concentrates to flower, and that's how I keep my tolerance up. And I just smoke consistently.
Yeah, I get it. If me from 5 years ago heard me now talk, he'd slap me about what the
What?
But we used to smoke motor oil back in the day. And now I grew my own plants and had my buddy take a press. He freezed them. I put them in the freezer and then he freeze dried them and he pressed them with heat. And then all of the oil inside of the plant that I want just squirted out. All the things I actually wanted. And then all the stuff that makes rope goes in the garbage.
Yeah.
And so it just starts like, all right, man, I guess, you know. But I also used to hate joints back when I was a smoker. I was a glass spoon. Every pocket of every pair of pants I have was stained black from all the weed ash that would collect in there. Because I had a spoon, a glass spoon, Bic lighter. That's how I smoked for 20 years, 25 years probably. I started smoking in 1996. What is that? 28 years?
You said 96. Yeah, that's 29 years. It's about
So
29.
there you go. So yeah. So for 27 years, I smoked that way every single day, hardcore, no debates. And yeah, it's just this modern technology. I have the great dabs, the great dab things. The reason I also like this is it's the precision. This thing heats up. There's no like hit it with the torch and then put the thermometer on it and then it beeps, and then
I don't,
fucking say a prayer to fucking
yeah, I don't need. I don't. I
Optimus
don't.
Prime. Optimus Prime, guide my dab to be the terp flavorist. None of that. I got Optimus Prime right here. Let's go, team. That was a horrible Optimus Prime.
Wasn't the best one.
Bane. Yes. Do you think dabbing is your ally? I
Yeah.
was born for dabbing.
Oh man, no, I don't know. I had a couple of those puff goes, man. I always lose them. They always break. There's always some type of problem. I don't. I did.
Yeah, they break all right. My bone, huh?
Mm.
But these things, that's why I like it. Like I said, this thing is fairly indestructible. I can't imagine this thing. It works just like a cigarette lighter kind of element thing. It pops in there. It gets the exact temperature you want it. You clean it out with a Q-tip. It's good forever. Oh, it's a good time to be alive. All right, KJ. Grambo spoon fed. That was me. Still am, buddy. It's just the spoon just changed.
Yeah. Love it, man. What's up, Golden Crown? How you doing? God, everybody, man. That's so cool. Thank you all for showing up, man. It's gonna be sick. So we're not gonna do a live giveaway this time, but we will be doing one next time. I think I'm gonna do like every other. I want to start don't want to do that every time. You know what I mean? Because I want to start bringing in having conversations. More focus on our guests here. You know?
And weeks click on anything that you add on, like even for like having a guest, it's just like the weeks. It's like, fuck, I gotta find it. Hey, are you available? No, okay, who's available? I need a guest. Fucking,
Yeah.
so just stacking more. I need a giveaway. What the fuck can I give away? Who wants a fucking Dasani bottle? Subscribe. Get this fucking dihydrogen oxide. Delicious. Comes in a polyamide container. Polyethylene.
There's great H2O in it. I swear. Only half drinking.
Yo,
Touched by Josh Grambo. You know you want that.
subscribe to my OnlyFans. You can buy my panties.
Oh man, that kills me, man. But it's been nice, man. Thank you for coming.
Of course.
Lost my train of thought right there. Bear with me. Sorry. Those dabs is trying to kick in. Sorry. What was I saying?
Yes. You're trying to land the plane, my man.
Yes, I was. All right.
Pushing that stick forward.
My bad. All right. It's been nice, everybody. Thank you all for coming. And as always, stay high, like, share, subscribe. Peace out.